Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for May 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I'll never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details, and I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your monthly reading for May. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to make you aware, May is a pretty huge month astrologically. We have 3 major events to look out for. The first major one being the full moon eclipse in the sign of Scorpio, and that occurs on the 5th of May. Now, eclipses, they tend to bring a lot of chaotic energy, but they can also bring tremendous change in the positive sense. Now, being in the sign of Scorpio, there we go, we've got the transformation card, and it is the death card, which is Scorpio. That is your protagonist energy, so you will be affected by it heavily because you are a water sign. But being in the sign of Scorpio, this can indicate clandestine changes going on behind the scenes. Now, on a global scale, this could indicate that information that was kept from the collective starts to surface in this month. It's only the tip of the iceberg in this month is what I'm feeling, and then as we move throughout the year, especially at the end of the year, there could be more information available to us all as a collective. Now, on a personal level, it may drain you energetically initially, but it does encourage you to make powerful changes within your own life. And these changes you might keep to yourself until they are fully realized. So if you're working on a project or you've got, a move in the mix, you may not tell everybody until it goes through. And it's not because you're hiding anything, and it's not because it's negative. It can mean that you just want to get the job done, or you just want to complete something before you let everybody know about it, because you don't want it to go wrong, or you don't want to jinx it, that sort of thing. Okay, they want me to go one more, so I will. Now, also, whilst this time period can feel a little bit exhausting, the eclipse actually offers you a portal of self-knowledge to confront things that you've outgrown and to declutter your life on a large scale. Now, on a global scale, you could see some shocking events during this month, the month of May, regarding the financial sector, as we are in Taurus season. And Taurus, of course, it rules money, acquisitions, savings, pensions, inflation, financial structures, and alliances. Now, we're already seeing major shifts on a global scale towards a more digital currency, and of course you'll hear more about that in mainstream media. It will start to come to the surface a little bit more. Mercury does go direct on the 15th of May. Now, this is very, very positive because it means if you've had any problems with your internet providers or your phones or any electrical devices that have just been going a little bit astray, or even if you've been stumbling over your words like I have, as soon as Mercury goes direct on the 15th of May, well, it's the 14th of May, but the 15th of May, you'll really feel that positive energy kick in. So it is a perfect time to give a presentation or pitch an idea or get a project up and running, sign contracts, things like that. You may also find yourself more eloquent and able to find the right words to express yourself. Now, Jupiter moves into the sign of Taurus, and it stays with us until May next year. Jupiter is the planet of good luck, abundance, opportunity, and good fortune. And its move into Taurus is actually very good for us on a financial level. It can mean that there is more prosperity available for you to tap into. And things start to work in your favor when it comes to being able to save a little bit more. Now, don't get me wrong, the price of living is going up, and inflation and all of those horrible things that we really don't want to think about right now. But I feel Jupiter's benevolence will give you an opportunity to safeguard your interests and make sure that you can ride the changes in the most positive of senses. Now, I do want to give you a little note because there is a little bump in the road. Okay, I always like to let you know, not to scare you, but just to make you a little bit aware of what you may see a little bit more of before it happens. Now, just after Jupiter moves into the sign of Taurus, its first major alignment is a clash with Pluto, okay? Now, Pluto is the planet of the hidden coming to light, so lots of shocking exposés or information that perhaps has been kept from the collective starts to surface, but also it can indicate, because Pluto was also associated with pandemics, so, and this is generally not just the one that we've gone through, I just want you to be aware of that, it can indicate that we are going to hear more developments regarding that. So it could be more data coming out, or it could be that there are developments with the actual thing itself, and we might hear a little bit more of that in mainstream media. So I know I don't want to hear about it either. I'm like, nope. But at the same time, I want you to be aware of what you may see. Now, what's really positive is the fact that Jupiter is present this time round, so it suggests an easier time for us all. Remember, Jupiter is benevolent, and it will be available to all of us to harness that energy right up until 2024. And there will be major changes and restructures after that, but we'll get there when we get there, right? Ultimately, this period encourages us all to detox, declutter, and focus on finances because, of course, Taurus season really influences us all. So it's a good time to look at your budgets as well. Look at that. Nice 10 of Pentacles coming out there for you. And again, we've got the Death card. So major transformation month for you, which is very, very positive because it means new doors are opening to you, new chapters are available, and new energy is it's almost like it's on offer for you to tap into this month. Now, of course, it's important to focus on your budgets, but also to protect all that you've worked really hard for. So keeping an eye on where you house your finances is important should there ever be a major fluctuation economically. So look at where you house those finances and make sure that if you have your money in various institutions, make sure that they are not linked by license, because if there was a fluctuation, you would not be insured for the full amount, only one amount. So that's been coming through as a message for the last 6 to 8 months in my readings. So I do apologize if you're like, oh yeah, I heard that before, but it is coming up again and again, increasingly so in the energy that I'm reading. So I have to mention it because they want me to. So I'm going to move on from that energy. This tends to be a very important time, especially the eclipse, the full moon eclipse, to really quieten the mind. There will be a little bit of initial bumpiness. You may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual. You may feel a little bit like out of sorts and snappy, okay, during this period. But after the actual event of the eclipse, you're going to start to feel this sense of calm. And it's a really positive time for you to resolve any issues, especially emotional difficulties that perhaps you've been challenged with, or anything that you've been feeling a little bit pressurized with. This almost dissipates the pressure and brings a lot more positive energy your way. Your 5th house is influencing you during this period, and that is the pursuit of pleasure, okay? So you may feel a little bit more sociable than usual if you've been going off grid for a while to make some transformations. You may want to resurface and actually, connect to friends that you haven't seen for a while, or just do things that you love, whether that's lose yourself in a painting, or whether it's go out to a gallery, or take yourself to the movies, or whether it's even to, take a quick trip to visit family or friends, or even just to wander. If the time allows it, I definitely see that you will try to connect to those things to bring more sense of peace into your life, as well as get out into nature. Now, if you have children, the bond with you and your children will deepen during this time. This time is really about love, having fun. Now, if you've been working really hard and you felt like you're in a repetitive cycle, especially since you've got the 8 of Pentacles right there, you may be thinking, you know what, it seems like to be the same old thing, just a different day. The 5th house will really kind of motivate you or give you a little nudge to try and come out of your comfort zone and either pick up a new hobby or do something new that you've never done before. So this is a perfect time also to rediscover yourself. And if you're looking for love, this is a perfect time to put yourself in a situation to be found, as you know, to be discovered by your soulmate. So if you're in a relationship already, you're deepening your connection with your soulmate. And if you're not married, there is a potential for your person to pop the question, if that's what you're hoping for. Your 11th house takes over from that. And that's a really positive thing, because the 11th house is connected to your hopes and wishes. Okay. So it gives you an extra boost to, you know, connect to the lists perhaps that you've got on how can I put that? The lists that you're connecting to right now. So if you've got like a list of things that you need to do or you're trying to manifest, this is a perfect time to realize those things and attract them more to you, because the 11th house connects strongly to the law of attraction. Also, it will give you a double boost to want to connect to friends or be a little bit more sociable. And even if you're the sort of person who's not very sociable or you haven't found your soul tribe yet, you'll definitely, I see some of you putting yourself on a course either of learning to enhance your skills or to open yourself up to a hobby, something that really inspires you, and you start to meet your soul tribe through that. And again, if you're looking for love, I feel like you find someone in that in that company. Now, moving on, we've got the Death card. This is your protagonist energy. You're making big changes this month. And I feel this is kind of like a transformation. I feel some of you are trying to cut out like old habits. So you may be looking at eating plans or sleeping routines or even exercise routines there. And you may be trying to transform some aspect of your life. Especially since we got the Judgment card and we got the Five of Swords there, some of you tend to be very critical about yourself and the way you do things. So I definitely see that you're starting to notice that about yourself. And they're actually showing me someone having an elastic band around their wrist. So this may not resonate for everybody, but it may be kind of like a hint of how you can help yourself overcome overthinking or feeling anxious or being a little bit too critical on yourself. What they're showing me is someone having an elastic band that every time they think negatively about themselves or they're being negative about a situation, it's like taking the elastic band and snapping it. So it like gives a little bit of a, like, ouch. Okay. That's what I'm feeling there. Obviously don't do it too hard. You don't want to hurt yourself, but I get this sense that some of you may have been like a little bit hard on yourself recently. And some of the lessons that you're meant to learn in the month of May is to lighten up about yourself. Okay. You tend to be someone who is, offers unconditional love to everybody you meet. You know, you don't let everybody into your inner circle, but those that you do let in, you know, you love them with wild abandon and you would do anything for those people. And you always offer a very comforting and nurturing ear to people who are in need or who need advice. They want you to offer that same comforting, nurturing ear and support to yourself. So that's definitely something I feel you'll be working on during the month of May. I mean, we all have to work on that at some point. I tend to catch myself sometimes when if I drop something, I go, oh, I'm so stupid. And then I have to like correct myself and say, actually, I'm not. I just had a moment where I lapsed in concentration and I dropped the thing and it smashed. And you know what? I'm still here. Nobody got hurt. It's all good. So sometimes it's really about reframing the experience so that there's a more positive spin on it. Now, I don't know who needs to hear that, but that's coming out briefly in the energy. But the transformation here, some of you could be literally ending something in order to revisit something else. So there may be, if you're in the working environment, some of you may have moved into a certain career sector that you're working in, but you don't want to be there anymore and you want to readdress the balance and perhaps revisit something that you used to do. Now, you may not go back to a job that you used to be at, but you may find like something in a different company, but in the same sector. So for example, if you always, wanted to be an artist, right? And you were doing a lot of creative work and then you thought, okay, I love what I do, but at the same time, I've got to increase my finances. So let me just go into the arena of being like a lawyer or a realtor. And you may be like, yeah, I really enjoy it, but my heart really is with art. So you may actually just come full circle and go back to the thing that you loved. Some of you may even revisit a talent that you have that you put on hold, and you may develop it in deeper ways where you find a lot of enjoyment in it, and some of you can actually make money out of that. So for example, if you used to play the guitar, or you used to do clay pottery, whatever it is, you may revisit it this month and think, actually, I'm quite good at this and I really enjoy it. And then you're going to start to see that it could become something that brings financial reward in, as well as emotional contentment. But the Death card signals big change, a big ending in your life. Now, for some of you, it could be the way that you approach your finances. You may be shuffling things around. With the Death card, it can indicate that you're totally revamping your finances. With the Judgment card, I feel like you understand what you need to do in terms of getting a budget. With the Five of Swords, some of you may be making a large purchase, and you may feel a little bit nervous about making that purchase. So definitely don't overlook the details, especially if you're signing a contract. Make sure you do your due diligence. It all will go well. I can see it's going to go well for you. Okay, the changes are positive changes, but make sure you pay close attention to the details, especially if you're buying a large purchase. Now, with the Five of Swords present, some of you may be, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, there may be something. Let me put it this way. There may be someone in your life in the month of May that you judge. You may pass judgment on somebody who is either withholding information from you. Now, for example, it doesn't have to be like a friend. It could be someone who has all the information you need about something, and they're holding back because they want to charge you more money for your service, for example. So if you are putting your car into the garage, they may say, you know what, you need to get this done, this done, this done, and this done. They'll tell you what you need to get done initially, and then when you come later on to sort of like pay, or when you come to actually put your car actually in the garage to get that work done, they'll say, actually, we've discovered this, this, and this, and it also needs repairing. So therefore, there's going to be an increase in the bill, in the finances. So you may find that someone, it could be that they just discover it a little bit later, or they knew the information and they just were really busy and didn't have the time to give you that information before the next stage, which is payment. So just watch out for that. I just feel like there's someone that you're connecting to. It could be that if, for example, you are buying a property and the legal team that you have on the case, perhaps they've gone on holiday and they didn't tell you, and therefore the date has lapsed, and they're not telling you because they feel a little bit foolish that they actually missed the date. Whatever it is, I definitely get a sense here that things will be rectified, so don't sweat it, okay? That's what I'm really picking up here. Also, the Transformation card indicates that you are going through a period of major change, and this could be in your true calling, whatever it is you feel is your true north. I really feel like you're becoming. There's a sense here, what I'm getting with your reading, May really is a month where you're looking at, they're actually showing me a quote in the water, so I'm going to read the quote for you. One moment, please. Why fit in when you were born to stand out? That's what they're showing me right now. This may be a quote that you will see over the next 4, maybe 5 weeks. They're actually showing me on the wall. They're indicating there's going to be a message on the wall. I think something similar came up in the Virgo reading. So perhaps you're dealing with a Virgo, or perhaps you have Virgo placements. There's something here about a message that you'll see on the wall. It could be a quote. Could be graffiti, but there's a message there. Pay attention to it. It could be, it could be literally that you're walking down the street and someone has graffitied "You're awesome" on the wall. Pay close attention. It's important. It's a positive message is what they're showing me, but I feel it comes at the right time. Okay, so just look out for that. And especially that quote. You may see that quite a lot. Now, the Judgment card is really about your life's purpose or your true calling. So a lot of you are going to be focusing on your reason for being and where you're called to be or where you feel like you belong. And you may be making some adjustments right now because the Judgment card is really about making decisions or feeling like you're at a bit of a crossroads in your life and you have to make some big decisions. Now, when you got the Transformation card, the Death card with the Judgment card, it does mean that some things on your journey are going to be left behind and you get to decide what those things are. Now, they could be friendships, they could be situations, they could be places. Some of you may be literally moving. You may be relocating to another area, and whilst it is exciting to move to something new, some of you may lament because you feel attached to a previous place that has lots of memories and lots of laughter in the walls and all of those wonderful experiences. I mean, some of you may be leaving a situation behind that perhaps wasn't so nice because the Five of Swords there indicates a little bit of overthinking, a little bit of tension. So if you're deciding to move from a place, whether it's a job or an apartment or a neighborhood that has been causing you some element of uneasiness, whatever decisions you're making moving forward, they are so positive and you're going to really thank yourself. Your future self will thank you for making the decisions you're making this month in order to move forward towards a more peaceful environment and situation. Now, also the Judgment card indicates second chances. So if you are looking for love, for example, you may be like, oh, some of you may feel like you're maturing and that perhaps love opportunities are not so available to you. If you're vibing at the frequency of wanting love, you're attracting love. So I want you to be aware of that. Some of you have been doubting yourself or you've been overthinking yourself, and they're indicating here that you're going to attract a lot of attention in the month of May. You tend to attract quite a bit of attention, but you do not notice it because you've got a lot on your mind, you've had a lot on your plate, and I feel like you've been just doing you right now. But I feel you're formulating some sort of plan, and it does mean, as you strategize, it does mean that some of you are cutting out things that no longer serve you, and you're moving into a much more healthier energy and situation. Now, the Five of Swords, I've got to pull a card on this because the Five of Swords can be self-sabotage, okay? There could be here, sometimes when humans in general, we are faced with change, our first go-to energy is fear. Overthinking and thinking about the way ahead, thinking, okay, it would be nice to make these changes, or change is afoot. How do I cover myself? How do I make sure I'm secure? And you're a water element. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm a water element as well. So whilst we tend to be quite flexible in our energy, if we're making the changes, but if change is occurring around us, we tend to dig our heels in and say, I don't like change. So there may be something that perhaps makes you feel a little bit uneasy. You may even dig your heels in a little bit, but once you see that actually you're in control of the changes, there's going to be a lot more peace that kind of takes over in this situation. Let me just pull a card because I feel some of you are trying to look at your stress management this month. Some of you are trying to, look at that, Nine of Cups. You're going to get your wish. You're going to get your desired outcome. So whatever changes you're making, whatever nervousness you're having about some experience in your life right now, the Nine of Cups tells me that it's going to go the way you hoped for. And with that Nine of Cups, it indicates peace, harmony, serenity, and, this could be material abundance. So if some of you are worried about finances, you're going from an Eight of Pentacles to a Ten of Pentacles, which tells me that you're working really hard. And, whilst whatever it is you're doing, it may seem monotonous and you may be a little bit bored sometimes because it does seem to be a repetitive cycle. The Ten of Pentacles indicates financially, you are building a nice, secure nest egg. This could be for pension, it could be for savings, or it could be for a large purchase. Either way, I feel like you're on track to acquire or make something that you want materialize, okay? Now also remember, thoughts become things, because if we catastrophize a situation out of fear, sometimes we can attract it towards ourselves. So I want you to be aware of that. We do have the Empress. It's in the resistance position, which is like I got it in the reverse. Now some of you may have been very, very busy or overthinking a situation. You may have had a lot on and you've had no time for you. You may have felt, even if you've had time, like you may have just come in after a day and just sat in front of the TV, and you may have considered that time for yourself, but they're indicating that some of you have been neglecting your own needs. So whether that is a walk in the park, time by yourself to, just mull things over for the day, take a bath, a long bath, read a book, whatever it is, even if it's things that you used to do, that you used to love doing when you were younger, like going out and listening to music, taking a walk in the park, or whether it was taking yourself to the cinema or the theater. I mean, those things are quite expensive these days. So, I can understand if you've decided to take yourself not to those places because it is quite expensive right now. But I feel if you are looking to go to those places, you actually will find a deal or a discount that helps you connect to things that you love doing. Because they're indicating getting out into nature is very important for you to reset your soul. Some of you may be drawn to the water during this month, so you may want to take a short break, even if it's a train ride somewhere, for the day to have a little bit of good weather and be by the sea or be by a lake or a river, whatever it is. I feel there's this, they're actually giving me the word tranquility. Okay. Now, also, this is going to be a very creative and productive month, but you may have felt that something has been at a standstill in your life. Some of you may have been waiting for a figure who is an authoritative figure. You may have been waiting for documents or something to come through, and it hasn't. This will be the month, especially towards the end of the month, where these things come through. So, for example, if you've just set up a new bank account and, they haven't sent you out a card that goes with that, there may have been a delay. Remember, Mercury was in retrograde, which tends to mean there are delays with mail or electronic devices. As we move past, especially on the other side of the 15th of May, things start to get moving in the right direction. If you've been dealing with contracts or you've been waiting for information about a repayment plan or whatever it is, whatever legal documents, if there's been a delay, that starts to shift and things start to move in the right direction, and you're going to celebrate these things on the other side. Now, some of you may have been having, and this came up briefly, I feel, in the Virgo and Libra reading, if some of you have been having a few issues with, if you're a parent, for example, this may not resonate for everyone. If you're a parent, you may be sort of a little bit worried about a child. Perhaps they have been kicking back a little bit. What I'm actually seeing is like growing pains. This could be like the teenage years. Okay, that's what I'm picking up in this particular reading. Someone who's a little bit sulky, someone whose answer is no, or just silence, or just grunting. That's what I'm picking up. This will actually start to dissipate in the month of May. Okay, they want you to be aware you're a really good parent. You're really doing a good job. Male or female, not a gender specific reading, but sometimes, especially if you're doing it when you're in the middle of it, or if you're a single parent as well, sometimes you may be wondering, am I even doing a good job? Because of course you want to do the best for your child. You absolutely are, is what I see here. Okay. You're the sort of person, I can see you would do anything for your child. You give your 100%. And I feel they're going through a phase. Okay. That's, I can only give the energy that I'm being given. I just get that they're going through a phase. Okay, so I'm sorry I can't dig deeper into that energy, but I do feel that they love you very dearly. Okay, and they actually think about this energy that I'm picking up. They actually think about their behavior sometimes, and they feel a little bit like of regret of the way that they talk. Sometimes they're a little bit sharp, and they realize it, but they'll learn as they mature about, apologizing and things like that, or finding some sort of balance and harmony. Okay. Now, moving on, we've got the King of Swords. It's in the resistance position. Some of you may have been dealing with someone who has, how can I keep getting this energy, which is someone has delayed something, but they're not taking accountability for it. So if you're waiting, I feel like the delay is not because of you. I feel there is some sort of restriction or some sort of blockage because the other person has been procrastinating. So if some of you are going through a divorce, for example, and you're waiting for papers or you're waiting for documents, I feel the other side is procrastinating. So again, that message is coming up. Let me pull a card on that King of Swords. For some of you who are looking for love, what they're showing me, this is a big month for you to gain more confidence. If you find it difficult to talk to people that you find attractive and find the words, once we move past Mercury retrograde, there's a boost of confidence being offered to you, and you find the words to connect to somebody new, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is about getting out there, celebrating, but I just wanted to pull a card. King of Swords is a card of being in the right company, but it also is a card of celebration. So if there are delays with anything, don't worry. Everything's going to work in your favor. It's going to go exactly the way that you wanted it to, and you're going to be excited about the next stage. For some of you, you may be setting up your own business. You may be becoming an entrepreneur, and some of you may be thinking about setting up that business with international links there. You have a plan, is what I'm getting. There is a plan here, a creative plan that some of you have got. Even if you're retired, I definitely get you focusing on your projects and making a plan, or being in a period of analysis and strategizing the next steps towards something. With the Eight of Wands, this may be something that perhaps you've been delaying because you're doubting yourself, or you feel it's not the right time. But the month of May will give you that boost of energy to be really productive, focused, and have the courage to get stuff moving in the right direction. If you're looking for love, I definitely see that you're going to be talking to someone new. This person, I feel like they got their own business, or they got their own stuff together. This could be a high-level commitment long term, okay? It will change the way you look at love, and it will also, this person will, they will also, how can I put that? I almost want to say they reinstate how awesome you are, okay? Even though you don't need a pep talk from someone else, you've got life going on for yourself all by yourself. You're very self-sufficient. I feel the level of support that comes from this new person and understanding is a breath of fresh air, because I feel like perhaps you haven't felt that from somebody in a long time. I just heard, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there. I just heard, I just want a hug. I just want someone to hold me and give me like a massive hug. So if that was you that was just thinking that, or just said that out loud, I wish I could scooch down and give you a massive hug. If you're looking for love, there's definitely someone coming into your energetic sphere who will give you that, okay? So, but the Four of Wands does indicate getting out into good company, enjoying yourself. Some of you will reunite with friends that you haven't seen for a while, and some of you will just get out there and do a hobby, or do something that you really have fun at. And some of you may actually receive an invitation to a celebration. So I definitely see you being someone who is very attractive to people at this celebration. So watch out for that. Again, I mentioned that if you are already in a relationship and you're not married, or you haven't moved in together, even if you have moved in together, your partner is thinking about popping the question. They're thinking about engagement, okay? And I feel like they may, oh, maybe I shouldn't say this. Okay, pretend, just pretend it's all a surprise, right? The Eight of Wands tells me that this person is planning like a quick getaway somewhere, vacation, and they are planning to pop the question at that place, okay? So just take that as it resonates. They may tell you about, hey, maybe we should go on a vacation. They may tell you about that in May. Their intention is to deepen your connection. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Eight of Wands, some of you may have been putting off a vacation, or a little quick trip, but I definitely see that you will make moves to either book it or do it in the month of May. The Eight of Wands indicates something that you've been thinking about coming to a climax, things rushing in, good news, being in the flow of things. And the Eight of Wands, I mean, is really great news actually. And there's quick changes, but you may feel a little bit nervous about these quick changes, because you may feel that you're not in control of those things. But actually you'll see that you're in a very powerful position, and actually you are in control of the changes, and they work out in your favor. Now, with the outcome energy, this is a big month spiritually for you, deepening your spiritual gifts, but also connecting to source if you celebrate a religion or source there. Also, if you do not celebrate a religion or source, this is about you deepening your connection with yourself and your inner world. Some of you may be thinking about going into the teaching system, or you may actually, connect to a guru or teacher or mentor who helps instruct you in either meditation or yoga, or teaches you something. You could put yourself on a course of learning, opening yourself up to enhance your skills, an apprenticeship, or just gaining knowledge about a new craft, or simply, honing the skills that you naturally already have, because you're someone who's very gifted, you're very talented. Sometimes you doubt yourself, especially with the Empress in this position and the Five of Swords there. It can indicate that some of you may have like imposter syndrome. You're awesome at what you do, but sometimes you doubt your skills and you wonder if you're good enough to make the grade, or if you're good enough to, be successful. The answer is absolutely yes. You're so good at what you do. When they mention in the cards and the energy of putting yourself on a course of learning, it is actually to help you network with people within your industry, or to solidify your talent so that you're noticed by other governing bodies, or you're elevated to a position. If you're in a working environment, I definitely see people in positions of power thinking about elevating you, giving you either an award or a promotion, raise, or some new status. So definitely, if you're looking to level up at work, you could be definitely moving into that in May. And if you feel like you've hit a glass ceiling where you're at right now, I see some of you putting your resume out there and a new opportunity coming on in that brings more money. Okay, so some of you could be signing new contracts. Also with the, this is inner teacher and intuition. So a lot of inner soul work this month, asking the bigger philosophical questions about where you feel like you belong, and if you're on the right track, if you're on the right soul path. And if the answer for you is yes, then, I feel like things are going to get a little bit smoother for you. And if the answer is no, you're definitely making some changes to put yourself on the right track. Now, a lot of you with the High Priestess there, that indicates that you're not talking about something, okay? It could be something you're working on, especially since it's covered by the Eight of Pentacles there. Again, remember, because we have Pluto in the mix this month, it does mean that some of you may be working on something in secret, or you are making changes that you're keeping to yourself until they're fully realized, not because you're doing anything negative. It's because you just want a bit of privacy during this time to evolve or to complete something, because you may have a deadline, or you just want to get closure on something. With the Eight of Pentacles, I'm going to pull a quick card on this for you, because some of you with the Eight of Pentacles, you may have to repair something in the home space. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. They're indicating you have the money to do that. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, you may need to consult someone about repairing something, okay? I picked up briefly with that. It could be a car, but thank you so much. I feel it's more something in the home space. Eight of Swords. Seven of Swords. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Just wanted to see. Okay, now, the message I'm getting here with the Three of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the Seven of Swords with the Empress, it really is, if you need to repair something, whether it's your car, whether it's your washing machine, whether it's your roof, whatever it is, shop around. Really make sure that you get a quote from different places. And if anyone tries to hustle you or tries to pressurize you in and say, it's a good deal, take this now, it's 10% off, or take it now because I'm not free the other dates that you're free. If anyone tries to push you into something, don't trust it, okay? Make sure you do your due diligence. Three of Pentacles indicates consulting a third party, okay? It does mean, like, it could be installation even. And with the Eight of Swords, it can mean that perhaps there's something you're not seeing. I already picked up on this energy about the car analogy that I gave you at the beginning. So there's something, it's almost like something is held from you, or you don't see something, and it may make you feel a little bit anxious at first, but the Eight of Swords tends to mean you're protected while you touch in or get in touch with your intuition. So the Hangman is in your reading It's like pause, okay? Seven of Swords indicates if you go too quickly, you may miss something. Seven of Swords can mean, someone may try to, move you along too quickly. It may, and they may not be completely honest, okay? Seven of Swords can also indicate theft, okay? So I'm just going to, just in case, I'm just going to pull from a different deck that Seven of Swords. I don't feel it as theft. Yeah, no, exactly. You're protected. Yeah, it's what they're showing me. The Six of Swords, even if you look up the meanings of these cards, Six of Swords means you're protected and redirected. Don't take the first person who gives you like a quote, because they may be asking for more than is necessary. Okay, Six of Swords says you're protected. The universe will actually guide you towards something that is much better for you. Ace of Pentacles, you'll be able to, negotiate a better deal. Ace of Pentacles can be you'll make a successful offer for something. It can also indicate potential to be less money, the Ace of Pentacles rather than the Ten of Pentacles. So with the Empress there, it indicates so you retain more money for you. There's more abundance for you. And, some of you, and male or female, not a gender specific reading, but if it is someone who's in a position of power, they may underestimate you by thinking that you don't know what they're talking about, so they try to up the price. Do you know what I mean? I hope you can understand what I mean. So they may, if you're bringing a car in, for example, they may think, oh, they just bought the car. They don't really know about cars and their inner workings. So you know what? We'll just stick a couple of $100 on that bill, or a couple of thousand. And then you're like, actually, I know what an axle is. I know what the ball bearings are. Actually, I know that I don't need a motor or a turbo fixed. And they're like, oh, you know what you're talking about. So, I feel shop around. In a nutshell, shop around. Okay. Now, also, the same applies if you're looking for a new opportunity when it comes to the working environment. I definitely see there's two job opportunities available to you. If you came to this reading and you do not have a job right now and you're a little bit worried, there's definitely two opportunities on the horizon for you. The first one, it's an interesting one, but I wouldn't rush into it straight away. Okay, I would try to negotiate a better deal, especially since you got the King of Swords there. I feel like they may try to undersell you or give you less money, but I do feel you negotiating a better deal. You can go for the 10 of Pentacles instead of the 8. Okay, so I do feel, I always say, if you're negotiating better deals, if they're giving you money at this rate and then you're like, actually, you want this rate, always ask for that rate, something a little bit higher, so they can negotiate you down, and then you get kind of what you want, really, but you definitely don't go for what they're offering. Okay, so just watch out for that. Eight of Pentacles also indicates nurturing yourself, working on yourself this month. Okay, Eight of Pentacles really is about committing to yourself, and you're someone who's really good at what you do. You're dedicated. And sometimes when you feel like you're just getting up in the morning, doing your projects, whether you are retired or whether you're in the working environment, or you just feel like you're concentrating on the same old thing, you may feel a little bit stagnant and a desire to have a little bit more fun. They're actually giving me a song right now. One moment, please. I'm just going to connect to that. Oh. I know you're tired of the same old thing. Things have become so mundane. You know what's really weird about this song? It's definitely by a masculine energy, and they're showing me an image right now of a very famous actor, and I'm not sure how it's relevant. Maybe I'm just so out of the loop. I didn't know this person sang as well. Maybe they're a singer as well. It's that Jamie Foxx. They're showing me Jamie Foxx right now, and I know... lots of thoughts and prayers out to Jamie Foxx, because I know that he, I think he's in hospital right now. So sending so much healing, love, and light to Jamie Foxx and his family and all those who know him, of course. I only know the films that he's done, and he's incredible. But they're showing me him right now, so I'm not really sure. And I'm not sure if I want to go with that image anymore, because I'm not sure if he's sings the song or not, because they showed up at the same time. Maybe they did a video for the song and he appears in it. Maybe he sings a song. I don't know. And I'm sorry for my ignorance that I don't know the song. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm being given that it's only those lyrics that apply to your situation, because the sound of the song, it sounds very much like love, you know, like someone being attracted to somebody. So this song may play in the next 4 or 5 weeks, which indicates you're attracting something that perhaps you've been desiring for quite some time. But I feel this energy of wanting to mix things up, wanting to change things because things feel a little bit of a struggle or feel like stagnant, and you want to just bring more fun into your life right now. So I feel like you're making some changes, and that may indicate that you're opening yourself up to new experiences. So please take it as it resonates. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get off this reading now and just run and see if there's any news on Jamie Foxx after seeing his image in the water. I hope there is, and it's all positive. Anyway, I'm just going to move away from that energy. But yeah, I'll look it up to see if that's him who sings that song. Okay. Hangman. Now this is a card of feeling in limbo or taking a pause on something to get new perspectives. So you may learn new information this month is what I'm picking up on. Also, I want you to be aware when you hear that song that comes through, you may hear it on the radio, you may hear it on your shuffle, it may just pop up by accident, or even if it's next on your shuffle, it indicates some really good financial news for you, okay? It is financial news they're indicating, even though that song sounds like it's to do with love and attraction, okay, and feelings. So trying to pick someone up, I get the sense of, you know, seeing someone that you like and flirting with them. That's what I get the sense from that song. But what they're indicating, when you hear that song, in the next 4 or 5 weeks, there is some really positive financial news coming in for you, okay? Now, the Hangman is really a card that indicates relax, don't fret. You're getting a new perspective. Some of you are learning new things, and it's okay. It's all going to go the way that you'd hoped for. So if you are making some new changes, moving to a new neighborhood, moving into a new career sector, or even leveling up into a new position, which requires you to learn new skills, don't worry, you got this. You're going to learn those skills and you're going to be awesome. Some of you, now that you're retired, there may be some of you who are listening, they're indicating you really trying to make the most of your time, making sure that you connect to things that you really enjoy doing. There's something here, I feel like it's a big travel plan. Could be a relocation, but it could also be like a cruise or something like that, something big where you go around and experience what the world has to offer. They're indicating that when the moment is right, you will purchase it and you'll get it for a really good deal. You'll get it for less than if you thought about getting it the first time around. So it's almost like pause, okay? Shop around. There's definitely a deal on offer for you, okay? Now, also, if you're retired, there's definitely a sense of you searching, soul searching this month, and really investing more in yourself. And some of you may have been feeling a little bit in limbo, but you will gain clarity in the month of May. And some of the answers that you've been seeking, you will find in the month of May as well. But I feel definitely tapping into your intuition and having, you know, deeper faith in yourself and your experiences, as well as this being a very, they're giving me the words life-affirming month for you, where things start to slot into place and you just feel a little bit more in command of what you desire and being in the flow, okay? You tend to sacrifice a lot for your friends and your family, and you're going to be shown that you've got a really good network around you in the month of May as well. A lot of people care about you. They're actually showing me a golden hippo in the water. This is a symbol that you will see over the next 5 weeks. Look out for it. It could be like graffiti on the wall. Someone may either gift you a card that's got a golden hippo on it. Hippo as in hippopotamus. I want to be clear on that. They're indicating, first off, it is actually an indication of your golden heart. It represents your ability for unconditional love. but it also indicates a beautiful omen is what they're giving me. It represents the power of family, community, and good luck. Also a cleansing of emotional turmoil, promoting strength and independence. So some of you, you may be wanting to go off and independently do something on your own, whether it's set up your own business, become an entrepreneur, you've got lots of ideas. Whatever the plans that you are sitting on right now, these will change your life in the most positive of ways. There may even be a second stream of income coming on in for you that helps you build your finances up should there ever be any economic hardships in the near future. We've got the Death card again, so you're kind of ending on the Death card. These changes that you're making will actually open doors for you, okay? The doors are not closing for you in a negative sense. They're actually opening for you, because whenever something happens, like, say if we want something really bad and the universe presents it and then closes the door on it just before we get it, we're like, oh, I really wanted that thing. And then you're devastated and you feel upset or sad. It indicates like a silver lining, because the universe is actually pointing you to an even better opportunity, something that won't bring hardship in the future. So I feel there's definitely, like, as one door or chapter closes, there's definitely another portal opening up for you that is much more abundant, much more rewarding. And the month of May, you will see that. The Ten of Pentacles indicates a lot of you focusing on your family unit. Some of you may have had a lot of responsibilities, but this month you're going to have a little bit more time for you. Ten of Pentacles, lots of affluence, more money, being able to save, more financial secure future. Some of you may actually be learning a lot more about money as well. You may be looking at different ways to invest in your finances through either like, I don't know, I'm not really sure about finances and things like that, but you may look at like the way other people do it, people in positions of power, authority, or very wealthy people. They may like give you secrets of how to invest or what to invest in, I don't really know. I don't know anything about stocks, shares, or anything like that, precious metals. I don't know anything about it, but you may come across someone who is very knowledgeable, who will share that knowledge and help you to use your finances securely against things like inflation or economic fluctuations. Ten of Pentacles also indicates leaving a legacy. And when you're in the judgment energy at the beginning, it does tend to mean some of you are soul searching and asking, your purpose and thinking about the legacy that you leave behind, as well as thinking about things like pensions, savings plans, repayment plans, and attracting more finances. It's so positive. You're going from the Eight of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, which means you're going to be able to save a little bit more money this month just by shopping around and being a little bit more patient with finding deals. Some of you may be even thinking about setting up a business with one of your family members. Now, I want you to be aware, this part, it's only if you've come to this reading and you've experienced a bereavement. Firstly, I'm sending you a huge hug and so much love out there. If you've gone through a bereavement and you've been going through a very difficult time, you may have to deal with things like wills and estates and things like that, inheritance, and it may be something that perhaps you really don't want to think about. You'd rather have the person with you, but you may have to deal with contracts and deal with people who sometimes seem to be like really efficient and really kind of like business-like, when actually they're not really thinking about the person, they're thinking about the numbers. You may have to deal with people like that, and sometimes that's very hard to deal with. I want you to be aware that if there's been any disputes or any delays, they will get dealt with and things start to move in the right direction in the month of May, okay? If you've been waiting for anything, it starts to move forward in May. But I feel also you're going to be given lots of signs by the person who has transitioned. I'm just going to tap in and see. Well, they want you to be aware of the golden hippo. That's so important, golden hippo. It could even be something that they gave you. But but if not, it could be a sign that you'll see or a symbol. It could be a sticker on the floor. It could be a sticker that you're given. Look out for the golden hippo. Let me just see if I can. Okay, all they're giving me right now is like a yo-yo, and this actually reminds me of my childhood. A yo-yo, and they're giving me the cat's cradle. Yo-yo and cat's cradle. So I don't know who needs to hear that. Cat's cradle used to be a move back in the day with a yo-yo, but it could be a sentence that is well known. Cat's cradle could be the name of a business that you set up, could be, you know, maybe they had a cat and they had a cradle for it. I'm not sure. They're showing me a yo-yo. So they may be indicating something that went back and forth, back and forth. It was very complicated, but actually it will work out in the way it's meant to work out. So please take that as it resonates. I also feel you're going to see lots of angel wings in the form of earrings or brooches or images. I know that I've got one on my video, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be in your everyday working or walking life. Okay, so I'm just going to move on from that energy. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. They want me to go one more, so I will. Okay. Aha. So it's so, I wish I'd said it, but I didn't, so I can't really call it. I do a little meditation before I start your reading in the water. I do a 10-minute, and they actually showed me this card, and they gave me the word reaching. So now that I see it, I know that it was that, but I can't prove it because, you know, I didn't write it down, and I didn't mention it, and it didn't come up again in the reading, but it did come up in the meditation. So for me, I can see its confirmation, but of course, as a Scorpio, I would always want proof before I believe it anything anyway. So, but I'm just letting you know that it did come up. It says, reaching, the moment to act has arrived, reaching your desired destination and carrying out the plan. And you definitely had that showing up all over your reading, okay? We've got awakening here, and realizing, understanding something, a call to higher consciousness. So that's definitely present in your reading with the Judgment and the Hierophant as well as the High Priestess. A newfound awareness. Okay, what was the words they gave me? Life affirming. So yeah, this is about you, awareness of yourself, life affirming awareness. We've also got desiring. And it says, yearning for something or someone, fantasizing, wishful thinking, a want and a need. You're attracting at this time, okay? So thoughts are becoming things. So remember that. We've also got foundation. So nice strong foundation financially there for you. We've got focus on foundational skills, building a solid foundation, and you're making lasting changes. As I said, your future self will thank you for the changes that you're making at the moment, and they'll start to be fully realized from May onwards. No, not this deck. Sorry, this one. As soon as I picked up the deck, they were like, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. So just give you your final cards. Okay, and they wanted one more shuffle, so there we go. We've got I am determined. So as you can see, there are lots of bees, which represents you being very productive, but it will be rewarding, and you're going to be very proud of the efforts that you've made and the rewards that show up for you as well. We've also got I am perceptive. If you've got a gut instinct, go with it. Your intuition is there for a reason. And we've also got I am beautiful. So that is really about recognizing your true worth. It's not all about aesthetics, okay? But it is about you valuing yourself, and the way you value yourself will actually teach others how you like to be treated. And we've also got I am wild and free. So that's about getting away, really connecting to your inner wild side, but at the same time connecting to nature and raising your vibrations to connect with deeper with the universe. I am wild and free. Now I'm just going to get some runes before we close. So the first one we have here is the wood rune. Okay, that's connected to energy, and it's also connected to not just I almost can't say the word prosperity, but also to positivity. I almost feel that they were interlinked. The more I wanted to say prosperity, the more I also wanted to say positivity at the same time. So I feel that's important. Also, if you've been feeling a little bit lost, you're gaining knowledge this month. There's definitely going to be a rapport between you and somebody, a flirtation. And this is about regaining your lust for life as well. And wonderful, we've got victory, the sun. This is the sun rune. So this indicates clear vision, an awakening, an achievement, and making sure that you get some rest, recharge your batteries, and also you'll be very concerned with the home space. So some of you may do a little bit of DIY around the house, or a little bit of decluttering, reorganizing, and as I said, very productive. It's almost like you are reestablishing where you feel like you belong in your life in the month of May. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. It was very complex for you this month, so big changes afoot, but really positive ones. If something does resonate for you, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians. Love and light.